Well, hello, family. We have a couple of little technical difficulties. We're trying to get everything right here. That is better. But it is time for Marriage Talk with Mario Renee. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight we are going to speak a little bit.
Slow down. You know I gotta get
I,
shared.
I, I
You know
apologize.
the routine.
I have to let my wife get her technicalities down.
No, not just tell the people hi or something. You know I gotta get shared. I'm just gonna share it to my page.
Okay.
Let me share it to yours.
Okay, go ahead. She's working on the multiple devices to make sure that we're uh, straight here. I'm trying to make sure that the darn thing was going to show correctly. Didn't give us a preview tonight. Wow. What's wrong with this camera?
Yeah, we had to jump on and then try to adjust where we sat in the camera. But it's all good. We in here. Y'all can see us.
Y'all catch us laughing every time we come on. So I guess that's part of our routine now.
But, yeah, your phone is moving slow.
Don't dog my phone. She dogged my phone because she think I'm going to buy another one. I just need a phone to be a phone.
I talked about his phone in one other video, so I won't do it again tonight. But anywho.
Yeah. But that's good. Because she's learning to respect my phone.
So, okay, you got me.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about respect. Respect for your spouse, respect in your marriage. Amen.
Amen.
My wife give us a little bit of information here.
All right. So, as the caption says, respect. We're talking about respect tonight, and one of the basic marriage essentials is respect. And I love to look up some definitions on certain things. Sometimes when we're ministering or actually doing these marriage talks, I like to give the definitions of certain words that we're actually talking about. And the definition of respect is the state of being admired. It also means a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements, and also due regard of the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. Now that is the noun definition. That's the noun definition of respect. But when we go to the verb, we look at it in the verb aspect, it's admire someone or something deeply as a result of their ability, qualities, or achievements. Have due regard of the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions. So when we talk about respect, respect can be a noun or it could be a verb. All right. Also, in the verb aspect, it also goes down to say avoid harming or interfering with. Avoid harming or interfering with. So with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about respect tonight. All right, go ahead, babe.
All right. So in saying that, it made me think about when he's talking about the feeling part. My wife and I learned something as we went to a marriage facilitator training that it's helped us. It seems kind of quirky uh, when something might be out of bounds, or you may have said something that may have made feel disrespectful. The thing that has helped us, and we come back with one of our basic marriage essentials
is missing.
Is missing. How so? And it starts a conversation. And respect piece is very essential in your marriage, both ways, because love, respect, trust, honor, all those things go right in kind of together. If you don't have a healthy respect for your spouse, you talk to them any kind of way, you feel like you can treat them any kind of way, which is not going to happen in a healthy marriage.
Amen.
And you simply can't do that. You have to have respect, even in admiration for your spouse. Giving them autonomy to be who they are, while also, being a couple, being a team. If something goes wrong, even if you're in the wrong in a particular instance, you still want to have respect from your spouse. You
Right.
still want them to, talk to you in a particular type of way or treat you a particular type of way. Like I said, even if you might have been, on the wrong side of a particular situation.
Right. It goes back to what we were actually saying in some of our marriage tips, that your spouse is not your maid, your spouse is not your personal chef, your spouse is not your child. You have to be able to communicate with your spouse in love and also in a respectful manner.
Yeah.
Now, we know that we're a Christian-based marriage. We build our marriage off of biblical principles. And we looked up a couple scriptures to go along with this as well. Proverbs 14:1 says, "The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with her hands." Not only with her hands, with her mouth, with her words that come out of her mouth, also with her actions. So we want to make sure that we are being mindful of the way that we speak to each other, and the way that we even with our body tone and not our body tone, but our body language. So you want to make sure that your body language remains respectful. And it seems like every time we get ready to prepare to do a marriage talk, there's just a twerk or a small tweak of an attack within our marriage.
Yeah.
Just earlier this evening, we went to the grocery store, and I asked Mario to take something to the garage, to the deep freezer, and he said okay, but he sat there, and me, in a haste, I just went ahead and took it. He was like, "Well, I said I was gonna do it," and I said I was gonna do it. Well, my body language probably signaled to him that I was not happy with him moving when I asked him to.
Yeah, she's being nice about it. Her body language sucked, because she was basically saying, like, move when I want you to move. But I understood where she was in that.
Yeah. So, but in my thought process is, we had already been to Sam's. It sat in the car while we went to Walmart from Sam's. Let's get it in the freezer. But he wasn't moving when I expected him to, so my body language kind of disrespected him. But we took care of that already.
Yeah.
But it's just those minor things that if you don't correct them immediately, can become big things.
And make sure you speak up to your spouse too. You don't want to let something linger, especially something as trivial as that. Like, like, hey, what's going on here? Why are we sitting funny, looking at me funny? Why you got your lips all twisted up? It's something just as easy as that. Asking a quick question can get that cleared up, because you don't want to have something small linger, fester, and what's the old adage, turning molehills into mountains.
Yeah. All right. Now, we also had a scripture for the husband as well. Ephesians 5 verse 25, and this is actually the Amplified version. Husbands, love your wives, seek the highest good for her, and surround her with a caring, unselfish love, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for her.
Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, respect, love, caring, all those things, they are truly hand in hand. But having a healthy respect for your spouse, for your marriage, for your vows, being mindful of them, having respect for your spouse's thought process. You two are, two become one, but you still have an individual thought process and mindset. You know, y'all don't think alike. What you want to do is learn how to think together to come to a common goal and ground on certain things. But you're not always going to think exactly alike. My wife and I talk about a lot of times where she may want to do something one way and I may want to do it another. But my thing to her has been, if we're going to arrive at the same place, don't get mad at my route. So she's been respectful of, just because we don't do it the exact same way, if we arrive at the same place, we good.
Amen. All right, so we see a couple people speaking, but so hello, Peter, Angie. Thank you, Jackie. We appreciate that. And we have a question from Angie. Can respect ever be lost? And if so, how do you give it in spite of? Can respect ever be lost? And if so, how do you give it in spite of?
Respect is just like trust. You can gain it. It's gained in small increments, but you can lose it, man, real fast. Like you can drop it in a bucket real quick. So yes, respect can be lost, just like trust, but it can be gained back by not just your words, but by your actions. You have to actually show, okay, I respect. If it's, well, you don't respect me by how you talk to me, then you're trying to change that. You have to show that your spouse, hey, I'm going to talk to you in a better way so that you know that I respect you, or I respect your opinion by I'm listening to what you say and I'm trying to make changes in what you address with me. So yes, respect can be lost very quickly, but it can be gained back.
And we'll go back to kind of what Mario said at the beginning of the video as well, because we classified this as one of the basic marriage essentials.
Yeah.
So when that respect is lost, then you need to stop your spouse and you need to let them know one of our basic marriage essentials is missing.
Yes.
And then identify what that marriage essential is. Talk about it and then get that back. You definitely have to get it back in order. The one thing that we don't do is yell and scream at each other.
No.
All right, so and it took us a long time to get there.
I was about to say not anymore.
It took us a long time to get there. So when you're yelling, screaming, and we know everybody that's watching this might not be careful with their words. Let me just say, you might be cursing sometimes. You might forget where you are sometimes. So when those words begin to fly, you got to gain composure of yourself. And you got to remember, remember that's your spouse. That's the person you made a covenant with. That's the person that's on your team.
Yeah.
That's the person that has your back. If no one else has your back, they have your back. So we want to make sure that we stop, gather ourselves. And it seems so funny. We learned this earlier this year. We've been sharing it with our small groups ever since then.
Yeah.
Let your spouse know, sweetheart, one of our basic marriage essentials is missing. The other spouse says, how so? And then you just begin to talk about it. We have had couples come back and tell us that it seems so corny, because they actually laugh when we say it. It seems so corny, but it works.
Yeah. Because we thought it was corny when we first did it. Like, man, come on, let's just talk. But it actually brings down the conversation, even if it's heated. You may go into a laugh, but then you go right into actually talking to each other with respect. The second part of Angie's question was talking about, if so, how do you give it in spite of? You just do it. You just, because they are your spouse.
I'm all on my Nike kick.
Oh my God. because they are your spouse. You just do. But here's the other thing. Because you love God, that's why you do.
Yep. and it goes back to a video we did a while back. Forgive even when you don't
Even
want
when
to.
you don't want to.
So even you might feel like they don't deserve that respect, give it anyway.
Yeah.
So as Mario said, just do it.
And just from a man's point of view, respect truly is I mean, it's one of the basic marriage essentials, but respect for a man is a driving force. You know, because I've made statements before, and I've kind of stood by them, that someone doesn't have to. You may not like me, but you need to respect me.
Absolutely.
Even my opinion, my thought. You know, give me space to be me.
Absolutely.
And you really have to have that space with your spouse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So we have another comment. Respect goes both ways. You have to give respect to get it. We should demand respect from our spouse because we are a team. Definitely have to remember that you are a team. You're in this together. Once you start disrespecting each other, no one wins.
Right.
So you always want to make it a win-win situation when it comes to marriage.
Because you're trying to figure out how do I help my spouse win in any situation. You know, whether even if it's an argument with you, you know, you're trying to figure out, all right, how do I help them win? Because if they win, you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So I see you, Angie. You know I'm on my Nike kick. Hello, Alicia. Thank you for joining us. So as we said, if you missed the beginning, please go back and catch it from the beginning, do a replay, because respect is one of the basic marriage essentials. We appreciate your interactions this evening.
Thank you.
Looks like we have another question. I have trouble with my husband. He fills me with Big Macs all the time, and I'm very obese now. Alicia, you actually have connected to the right person. I don't know if you've liked the page or not, but I have a very, very big, huge testimony of the amount of weight that I have lost. I have actually lost almost 70 pounds. We're gonna have to get him to free you of the Big Macs.
No, I was just about to say, Alicia, tell your husband to quit disrespecting your eating.
Yeah, tell him to stop disrespecting that.
He trying not to let you be great.
Yeah, but that's a whole different story there, Alicia. And if you would like to inbox me, I'll be glad to go over some different things. And the best thing for you is gonna be cooking and meal preps and things of that nature. Maybe that's something you and your husband will be able to do together. So that's a definitely something I would love to help you with. But you can, again, if you would like to inbox me, I would love to give you more information on how to get a jump start on healthier eating. And we gonna tell him to stay out of the McDonald's drive-thru.
But I want to be helpful right there from a even a respect aspect. I honor my wife in her discipline, in how she eats and the things that she does. So I've asked her, because I respect what she does and how she does it. She has been, you know, quote unquote, the food police for me, but I've given her the right to be the food police for me because I respect her opinion, her thoughts, and what she does when it comes to food, because I've seen the results. So that's a good spot on respect right there.
Yeah. Then she also came back with a comment. My husband likes me to be fat because no men like me. That's a security situation.
Yeah, that's a basic marriage essential right there. Being secure. So that's a security issue that he's having.
Yeah, that is definitely a security situation.
It's also a control issue.
Absolutely. And we also have a video that's posted on this page about being secure in marriage also. Yeah. So we would hope that he would want you to be around and be healthy versus being fat or overweight or obese, as you have put it. So definitely,
especially if he's leading to if those Big Macs and stuff are leading to health issues.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is actually becoming a joke or not, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here because this is just way too much about the whole Big Mac thing. So we're gonna go ahead. We don't want to
You
waste
gonna
your
have to contact us offline.
yeah, because this is all becoming a little joke, and we're a little more serious than that. So we're gonna go ahead and go. And if you want help seriously, then you can reach out to us. If not, don't waste our time, and we won't waste yours. So, but for the rest of you all, we really appreciate you joining us tonight. Remember, respect is one of the basic marriage essentials, and continue to keep that in your marriage. Amen.
Amen. Have a good night, fam. We thank y'all. Continue to like and share this page, and keep talking about it. Tell other folks to like and share.
All right. Good night.
Good night, fam.